The following is a special presentation of ABC Sports.
Will 3 be a charm for Duke head coach Mike Krzyzewski? His stars have the qualifications. Bobby Hurley, Thomas Hill, and Christian Laettner's replacement, Cherokee Parks, have been there before. Their drive for a third championship banner starts in 3 weeks. But another team with 2 national championship banners honors their heroes of 1983. What Wolfpack fan can ever forget the last-second heroics of Lorenzo Charles in Albuquerque, New Mexico, stuffing home the winner? And the joy of their head coach, Jimmy Valvano. Yes, indeed, the glass slipper did fit for North Carolina State in '83. It's the Duke Blue Devils and the Wolfpack of North Carolina State next on ABC. Coliseum and Raleigh, North Carolina is alive. This crowd is already honored its heroes of '83, and now they will take on the Duke Blue Devils, who in very un-Duke-like fashion come in here with a 2-game losing streak. Well, good afternoon and welcome, everybody. What a pleasure to have the coach, Jimmy V, back with me. I'm Brent Musburger. Nice to have you along for this one. Jimmy, what about Duke and what about their star, Grant Hill?
Well, when you lose a player like Grant Hill, 20 points, 7 rebounds, leadership, great defense, you can lose a couple of games in a row. They're going to have to try to win it with defense. Some other players are going to have to step up, but without that firm of Hurley, and Hill, hey, it could be a little tougher. Their bench has not been the greatest all season long.
Jimmy, it's been such a tough year for Coach Les Robinson with the Wolfpack, but they've been showing some signs here lately.
They're getting better. They beat Tennessee, the Volunteers, with Allen Houston. Pretty good basketball team. Tennessee just beat Arkansas. They also played Florida State in a similar situation where Florida State had Douglas Edwards hurt, Bob Sura, well, they weren't hurt, they're suspended, but they didn't play. So they've been in a situation. Score that game, 73-72. They're a capable team. If they can get inside scoring from Kevin Thompson and outside shooting from Curtis Marshall, they'll fire up a lot of threes, Brent. It could be a close ball game.
The first game over in Cameron was a disaster for the Wolfpack. They can't afford to start like that.
Yeah, the defense that Duke can throw at you early can really cause the game to turn around. But that first TV timeout, NC State has to have it close. Don't turn the ball over against the Duke man-to-man pressure.
Folks, I got to tell you, Jimmy V is the reason why this crowd is alive here today. And coming up, the Duke Blue Devils will try to snap their losing streak. The 7-Up shootout on ABC returns with the starting lineups and the opening tip-off.
This ABC Sports Raycom telecast is being brought to you by 7-Up the Uncola and your local 7-Up bottler. By Pizza Hut, who reminds you that anytime's a great time to stop and smell the pizza. By Buick and your local Buick dealers. Remember Buick, the new symbol for quality in America. And by State Farm Insurance. Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
Well, Grant Hill missing in action as far as the Blue Devils are concerned. And a short time ago, our Julie Moran had an opportunity to talk to the injured Duke star.
Well, Brent, this is the 3rd straight time Grant Hill has missed playing time due to an injury. That has to be frustrating. Grant, when are you expected back?
I really don't know. I must say it's gotten better over the last week, but I'm just trying to get my treatments in, and hopefully I'll be back sometime before the Carolina game.
Now, you're the leading scorer. You lead the team in steals. How do they compensate without you in the game?
Well, other players are going to have to step up, and I think they've done so, although we did lose to Virginia. We got more play out of Cherokee Parks, Chris Collins, Marty Clark, and Antonio Lang. And those guys are going to really have to step up big in order to beat an emotionally charged North Carolina State Wolfpack team today.
This is going to be a very emotional game with Jimmy V here, the '83 team here. How has Duke prepared for that?
Well, we prepared. We knew that this was going to happen coming in, and we just got to come in ready to play hard and get off to a real good start and not let the crowd get involved, hopefully.
Well, we wish you a speedy recovery.
Thank you.
Back to you, Brent.
Julie, thank you. And Chris Collins, Doug Collins' son, who is a freshman at Duke, moves into their starting lineup, replacing Hill today. As you see the starting fives, and keep in mind that North Carolina State under Les Robinson, not a deep team. They can certainly not afford early foul trouble. Their star is Kevin Thompson, 42. Mike Krzyzewski, a little grim-faced here today. His practice time was shortened. Les Robinson was out for the ceremony honoring the '83 team, and Duke just a little bit nervous about this two-game losing streak as we get ready to rock and roll in Raleigh.
I come back and you're going to blame me for the practice time. Les is on the court. I mean,
they missed their first shot, and no fair cheering now, Jimmy B.
Not at all. Not biased at all. Matchups are going to be important, though, Brent, because both clubs will play a lot, mostly man-to-man.
So here is State. Perhaps one pass too many, but a save here by McCullough. Toss inside, and a wrap-in field goal for Thompson.
As we talked about at the opening, Brent, is Kevin Thompson is a very effective player around the basket. He's the only senior, and he does a terrific job. And if State can hit from outside, you could see a very surprising outcome this afternoon.
Well, let's see what State can do defensively here, Jimmy, against Duke.
They'll stay man-to-man.
Lang off a pick and roll. Marshall.
That's what you just talked about. You don't want us getting any foul trouble at all. Forget about a possibility. State's getting foul trouble. They got more suits on the bench than they have short pants guys on the bench. I mean, you take a look at the State bench. They've got, let me count there, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 guys in jackets and ties, and only 1, 2, 3, 4 guys in short pants. You know you're in trouble. I always felt, if I look down there, all those jackets and ties, I look for Duke maybe to apply a little pressure should they knock this second free throw down. See if they get the Wolfpack rattled. But to be honest with you, State is much better than its record. It really is. They handle the ball fairly well.
Thompson has it knocked away by Parks and out of bounds. State ball.
They still could press with the ball out of bounds, getting signal from the bench. And as I thought, they are going up court. See if they can get State rattled early.
McCullough brings it down. And the Coliseum rocking today. This is Lewis.
What's really hurt State all year long, Brent, is their shooting percentage.
Thompson into Collins' hands for the Blue Devils. Hurley. Now Hurley out of bounds, and a foul called on the pass. And there's the second personal going against State.
One thing you must stop is the penetration. Now, we've been saying that now for 4 years. Nobody's stopped it yet. They may not stop it at the next level. So why do we say that all the time?
And Hill, Thomas Hill, working down the right baseline for his first field goal.
To me, in the scouting report when I was playing, coach used to always say, stop this guy's penetration. I can't. The answer is
Marshall. They couldn't stop his that time either. And Thompson stays with the rebound.
That's an excellent job on the boards, Kevin Thompson.
Early penetrates again. It's Parks who's following. Underneath to Collins, and there's the third foul against the Pack here in the early going. And this one is on number 45, Mark Lewis.
Again, if they can knock down the free throws, Chris Collins getting a chance to play. And look at who he's got to replace. I mean, he's basically a three-point shooter. That's what Chris Collins, he spots up. And he's replacing a Grant Hill, who basically is the best player in the country. So that's pretty difficult. But as Grant himself said, everybody, as he said himself, everybody's got to step up. Everybody. But you know, Duke really is not worried, to be honest, about this game. Worried about the regular season. Their goals are national championships. So that doesn't start for a while. ACC title and the NCAA title.
Steal by Lang in a foot race with Lewis. Takes it for the slam.
Now here's that critical period to get to that TV timeout, not being down too much. As I mentioned before, one of these hurt State is they shot 43% as a team. In fact, they're shooting better percentage from three-point line, 32%. Now, don't say that's low. I know it's lower, but you get more points for it. 32%. Look at that Thompson inside. That's 6 points. If you shoot 32% from three-point, it's better than 43% from the two-point line. So that's been their problem. Right now, they get all inside shots.
Let Thompson score 37 and take your chances, Jimmy.
I told you, he's very capable inside play.
The no socks look by Hurley and the great pass to Collins who wraps it in.
It's true. No socks.
You like that no socks?
No, I don't. No, I don't. Can't jump. Looks slow. Black shoes and no socks?
Maybe, huh?
Yeah.
I mean, not the hoop stars.
And you got to clear up for me before the day's over, since you do so much football. As a basketball player, get turf toe. How does that happen?
I was wondering that myself, to tell you the truth. Lob of Thompson's hand underneath and out of bounds, state ball.
Bobby Hurley, if you're free, you're looking one way. Look at that. Whoop. He sees Collins backdoor. McCullough lost him.
Collins is slipping free underneath.
Yeah, I know. He's being overplayed because they're worried about his three-point potential, so he's moving without the ball. Nice play.
Oh! Stuffed it. State ball, though.
Ooh. Had to be a call some way, one way or the other. That's either got to be an offensive with the arm, but it looked like Cherokee Park's on the foul. Let's take a look. Goes up. Oh, my goodness, yes. That's called the national championship call you get. You win two of those, babies. Nice move.
Oh. And the tap in by Mark Davis. Did a great job on that play.
He was hurt early in the year, broke his wrist, and he's just starting to round into shape. They've had more injuries and adversity this year, and yet they've been competitive, NC State.
Hurley wants the three. Great rebound by Thomas Hill. Has it stripped away, gets it into Hurley's hands. Penetrate, and here's Parks.
Oh,
Foul, and another one against North Carolina State, and this one goes against Curtis Marshall. 4 fouls, all against different players.
Well, they survived. NC State survived the up to the TV timeout. Look at the play. Goes and gets it. Mark Davis, great job. Duke plays it with their feet and their hands. There's line. Look at him. Get his feet in there. Gets his hand in to steal, and he can finish. Oh, I wish I could do that. On the other end of the floor, we talked about Kevin. Look at the position Kevin Thompson had. You see him hold off Cherokee Parks, and then Bobby Hurley gets there too late. Let's take a look and see if Duke goes to a fronting down low Kevin Thompson all the way. Get a full body in front instead of halfway.
Kevin's got 6 points and 3 rebounds already. Hill has one rejected, comes right back from this. Parks tries to keep it alive, and the foul goes against Duke. There's the first one.
Over the
Cherokee. I love that name.
Oh, great
Cherokee.
60s name, huh? You know, that family had fun. So you name your kids Cherokee.
What's his middle name?
No, I don't know.
Brian. And his mother said, let's call you Brian. He said, no, Mom, I like Cherokee. Let's keep it. Gotta love it.
Got to go inside. You got to come out of a timeout, look inside. There he is.
With the big man so far, they feed to the corner.
Side. That's what I talked about. Curtis Marshall getting it inside. Kevin Thompson kick it back out. And State's looking pretty good early.
Collins on the roll. Out of bounds. Duke.
Good call, John Moreau. I got on him a little bit early in the ceremonies. It was fun. I hadn't yelled at a ref in 3 years.
That's what you miss most of all, is not being able to jump on a ref.
I want to hit me with a tee.
Jimmy, I don't know how you ever lost a game in this building. It is rock.
Bad coaching sometimes, Brent. That's what you're getting at, I know.
On the roll, running is and Bobby Hurley with his first field goal of the game.
Every once in a while, I'd let my assistants take over, try and give them some experience. And
that was the reason.
Yeah, that's what you'd like to do. Look inside. She'll keep working that until Duke can stop it. Look to Kevin Thompson, play the inside-outside game. See Parks fronting a little bit more now. That's the adjustment the coach makes there. You see, full front now. That's the adjustment Mike Krzyzewski made during that timeout. Don't let him catch the ball.
Wilson traveled.
And it caused a turnover. A little thing like that. The coach makes that kind of adjustment. Don't let him get the ball here down the other end. Hey, guess what, Brent? The little guy's beating somebody. What a shock.
Stop that penetration, coach. Stop it.
Gotta stop it. I had a scouting pro once, Bill Foster, was here during pregame. He told me the guy I was guarding was an academic All-American, was a basketball American who was good looking too. I didn't know whether to guard him or date him.
Wheel out on top, and Hurley's 2. Lang is there for the rebound.
Active on the boards. Lang, no one blocked him out. So far, Hurley, though, is not hitting that outside shot, but you know he will before the afternoon's over.
They're not controlling Lang. He's off big with 5 points here.
See that fronting down low? I love that. That's just... And Kevin Thompson's got to work harder to get free now. Good job. His footwork was excellent.
Loose, and he tracks it down. Wilson, through the foul, he'll shoot. It's on Lang.
This kid, Marcus Wilson, freshman, is going to be an outstanding player for state. He's a shooter. Right now, that's what he does. Talk about the action down low. Watch this. See Kevin Thompson now. See the movement? He did a nice job of getting himself free. He went behind Parks, but they're still doubling down on him. But they're doing a much better job, dude, defensively in the post area. But Marcus Wilson is an outstanding shooter.
Kevin Thompson takes a break, and big Todd Fuller, number 52, replaced him.
Another freshman. State had an excellent recruiting year with Fuller, Wilson, and Cornegay is not playing. He's academically ineligible, but he's the best of the whole group. 6'8", terrific players. They're going to get better.
Meek also has checked in for the Blue Devils, as had Marty Clark, number 3. Eric Meek, 52.
Pick and roll, got him again. And they got to try and get it down low. Lang.
He was fronted, and jump ball is the call, and it goes to State on the possession arrow.
Not a good entry pass. You said it before, when you're going to lob the ball to someone, when you lob it from the corner, there's so much help. You really love a lob to come from the top of the key on a vertical line, because you can't get any help. Now Fuller's posting.
Loose in the corner and save. The 3 again from that spot. So McCullers first 3. Now Hurley penetrates, looking for a receiver, and he found Thomas Hill, and the big fella Fuller fouled him.
2 things we have to stop saying. One is about Hurley's penetration, and 2, that Thomas Hill's underrated. How long have we been saying that? Thomas Hill, underrated. He's not underrated at all. Everybody knows he's a great player. He's going to be a pro.
Jimmy, let me correct something. I said that was Fuller. Wilson hacked him coming in, so they called the personal on Marcus.
Thomas is shooting 67% from the line, but really is a complete player. He does have rebounds, he scores inside, he hits the outside shot, is a terrific defender. And we got a tie.
Now, Jimmy, State hasn't been bashful about the 3s. They never are under Coach Robinson.
Average almost 20 3-point shots a game. Duke takes about 13.
So Duke's defense has to be very aggressive at the perimeter.
On the perimeter. That's when you look inside. Oh, nice.
Oh, great steal. Hurley for 2. Will he be the player of the year? He's got a chance.
Yeah, but I don't think I think that's going to be a good. I mean, that's a good vote. You got Grant Hill, certainly. So you're not worried about W's and L's. Hardaway from Memphis State, who's might be really the most versatile player.
Cheney,
certainly. What a year he's had. Wow.
So it goes over to Duke on the turnover. And this will be Kenny Blakeney taking the ball out of bounds for Krzyzewski.
Mike's really made an effort to go to his bench a lot more earlier in games, and I think once he's himself knew what this team was all about. Earlier in the year, he really didn't go to the bench so often.
Clark.
He can do that. Now he's playing a lot more plays. He knows what the team can do. They're ready. They'll be ready for tournament time. So he's getting guys more playing time.
Marshall battling his way in. Ball is out of bounds. Belongs to State. So we've got an official timeout. The Wolfpack will huddle around Coach Robinson, trailing Duke by 4.
Take it to him, Pat. Come on.
Be careful, or North Carolina State will suit you up next.
You've got that right, Brent. You know, you and Jenny were talking about how few players State had on the bench. Well, this week they had an extra player. That's because Coach Robinson asked senior manager Tommy Kane to dress out and join the squad. He's been practicing with this team all year, and he's just dressing out this week. But as soon as Wednesday, he can see a little playing time.
Julie, who picks up the towels, though? Who does all that stuff? If I were you, I'd get away from the bench area as quickly as possible.
Duke has scored the last 6 points, so State trying to stop this run. And, Jimmy, I would think that State would try to get Kevin Thompson back into the scoring column. He's back on the floor right now.
Yeah, and looking inside what they have to do.
That's Mark Lewis's first field goal, and he'll shoot a free throw, and that ends that streak.
Got to look inside, as you mentioned, Brent. Lewis gets the ball, fortuitous bounce, which I think means it's good luck, and it goes in a hole.
State hitting 7 of 11 from the floor. Duke 7 of 13.
Wow, you shoot 60%, you play anybody in the country.
An emotion-charged afternoon here in Raleigh. Hurley steps inside the three-point line and buries the 2.
But that's still good defense. Run at him. Don't let him hit that 3. How many big threes has Bobby Hurley hit in his career? It's really incredible. Going back to the Vegas National Championship game, took that 5-point lead, cut it down to 2. It's good. Run at him. Let him take the 2-point.
Hill was overplaying, and the foul is called. Got a reminder that next Sunday on ABC, Pizza Hut College basketball features a national showdown. Bobby Hurley and the defending champion Duke Blue Devils at home against the Bruins from UCLA. Folks, this one is so big,
Is that
so
dangerous?
big that Jimmy Valvano has to be joined by Dick Vitale. I get the day off. I'll just listen, and gladly so.
I'm not feeling well again, Brent, I think.
You be there. Thompson gives it right back, and Davis rolls in for the deuce.
Nice job. Kevin Thompson doing a little bit of everything. Rebounding, scoring inside, passing. Good job.
Boy, he's got a great name, isn't it? Thompson, remember those days?
If you play at State, right?
Wow.
It's a great one. That's incidentally, that's my last recruit.
Is that right?
Yeah, Kevin's the last. He played for me his freshman year.
And he said, I think it was something he said, if I didn't get out of town, he was transferred. I'm not sure, something like that.
Marshall punches it down into Thompson's hands.
Never give it to the big guy coming down the lane like that.
Now Hurley will show you what to do. Waits for Blakeney, and that's how you do it.
Right. Here comes the big guy, 6'11", 260. Here I come. And bam, he gets the ball 12 feet, 15 feet, going full speed.
Could be some of those big NBA guys will get loose in the All-Star game. And Hurley is called for the foul. That's his first.
He was doing a good job. Got a little upset he couldn't get the ball. So kind of... Here he comes. Look at that. Nice hesitation. And then passes the ball to the man where he can handle it. One step. Bucket. What a great career he has had. Well, Parks and Thompson having a really nice battle. Wilson's been really shaky with the ball. Marcus Wilson, good shooter, but he's been shaky. You see Duke really good pressure on him. He might be so shaky with the ball, guess what? Yep. You go get that, gets your seat right next to the coach. Who's telling him, get stronger with the ball. And you see the coach, Hal Daniels, the assistants, telling him just that. Woo.
McCullers pulls it up.
Ooh.
Beautiful shot. That's a deuce, but boy, did he look good. Great form.
Ooh, going to his left, too. Had to pull up. 10-minute mark, 1-point game. And they go slow. Now, you know how I feel about this. You give threes up. I don't like it. You got a one-point game. You're playing awfully really well.
Jimmy, does he have to rust his team, though, occasionally?
I agree with that, Brett, but he has subbed a lot. Now, the only reason he might be doing it is because maybe the squad that's in there.
Oh, Lang burned him.
You also don't have great rebounders. So maybe the squad's in there with Victor Newman, and maybe he feels it's not as a good defensive squad. That's probably why Les Robinson maybe feels a little too slow. But you give up threes, and threes will bury you in this game.
Antonio Lang, 3 field goals and a free throw.
Oh, he's free. Thompson has him. Give him the ball.
Got to pound it in. Lewis has to give it to him.
Yep. Got to give him when it shows, when you're free. Oh, right by Collins.
Colors looking strong again.
Too quick. He's too quick for Collins. There's the 2-3 zone again, and I say look for the three-pointer. Look for Collins with a 3.
He wants it. Gets it. Misfires and blatantly rebound.
But you know it's coming. He's still free. Hurley's free now. Wide open.
He'll take it off the fake for the 2. A little off, isn't he, today? Loose ball, diving to the floor, and out of bounds, Duke.
I'll tell you, McCullough is quick today. He's quick on the jumper, quick on the dribble, but then again, he's quicker than Collins. So Collins has to lay off a little bit and give him some room. Otherwise, he's going to go right by him.
There's no response for great leaping ability on the part of any athlete in any sport. It's just a wonderful asset. Here's Hurley, rims out now and hit by Thompson. And, oh, it's going to go to State. You may have got a break on that.
They did. That was the other way. But staying in that zone, you can stay in it as long as people keep missing. Ooh, did I miss that score quicker? Seton Hall lost. I missed that score. Producer went by me so fast. Okay, Seton Hall won.
Lewis on the pull-up. And foul underneath against Lang, I believe it's going. That's his second. Let's see. Seton Hall did win.
Well, I have to follow all those Italian coaches. You know that's part of my job. PJ's team's rounding into tournament shape.
Yeah, they'll be effective.
Yep.
It's not been a good year for the Big East, but he'll be effective.
They play great half-court offense and defense, and that's what you have to do.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh,
there's our man again. Pulled off by Parks. Got Hurley. Collins is in front of him. Hurley goes to the right looking for Collins, and the foul is called.
This is where you miss a player like Grant Hill. That's a dunk with Grant Hill getting there at the end of a break.
That's the second foul against McCullough.
Chris Collins shooting. Big number 52 returns to the Duke lineup.
Well, Jimmy V, a lot of folks had some nice things to say about you today, but none more so than the football coach here at State, Dick Sher.
I've said it before, Brent, one of my greatest coaching moves I ever made in my life was when I was the athletic director in University of Georgia. Came after Coach Sheridan pretty hard, and I did everything I could to keep him at State, and he did stay at State. And that was a happy moment for me and for all the fans who are NC State fans. Georgia's done awfully well under Ray Goff, but I think, at least for us, we think the best coach in the country. Oh, I'm saying us. What are you making me do here?
Trapped you.
You trapped me. That's right. That's when I was us. When I was AD here.
You did not wear a red sport coat today. Fuller lobs in deep now, and Thompson should have had it. Meek off with the miss.
Doesn't miss many of those.
Now it's Hill. Short. Cherokee Parks goes for it. The corner couldn't get it. State ball. Got about 7.5 minutes to go here in Raleigh. And the Wolfpack hanging much tougher than they did against Duke in their first meeting.
Sunday on ABC Sports.
North Carolina State is shooting 56% and holding Duke to 45% right now. Jimmy V, man of the day. The 83 team was introduced. Thurl Bailey, Derek Wittenberg, the rest of those stars who helped Jimmy V win that national championship out in Albuquerque.
You know, it was nice, Frank. Cozell McQueen is playing in Italy.
and he sent me 83 roses.
He sent you a nice plaque, too.
And a plaque. The roses were beautiful. Came COD also, if I recall. Like most players.
So this is Marshall for State, trying to get in. Thompson had 3 early field goals, and that's his 4th of the game.
He's tough. Kevin Thompson is really tough around the goal. Up, back in that zone. I don't like it. Although Duke's not shooting very well, but you're going to get a 3.
Now, they haven't hit a 3 yet.
No, you're going to get them, though. That's
I guess
point.
maybe you sit in it until they hit one.
Yep, except it always happens, it seems, at the worst time. Inside out. Parks could have thrown that right back, but it did go in.
Fuller and Thompson give State a little size down low on the blocks. Put that ball back in McCullers' hands, Jimmy.
Fuller's improved a lot.
Oh, bad throw by Marshall.
That's what you don't want, those turnovers.
Jimmy, that's 6 turnovers by State in this game.
They average 14. Here we see Thompson. Now look at that. Nice. Comes to the ball. Now, that might be a little too far out for him, but look at the nice moves he makes. 2 pump fakes, 1 drop step, and he gets in his scoring area. He's not gotten a lot of ink this year because State's not done that well, but he's had a solid year right from game 1.
I'm very impressed with. I haven't seen him in person until today.
Ooh, nice push.
And here's on the turnover. Now it'll be Marshall. It's 2-on-1. Marshall goes in for the layup.
Oh, Todd Fuller gave Cherokee Parks a great push right in the back, and it worked. Watch for retaliation. There's going to be a foul called in the paint. They're pushing each other pretty good.
Jimmy, State is starting to believe in this game.
Oh, definitely.
Fuller yanks it away.
Brent, you mentioned that the atmosphere in this building is special. The tough
Thompson! Now Davis for the lead. Rock and roll time in Raleigh. State ball.
That time NC State did a great job in the zone of pushing out on the perimeter. And so Duke was just standing still, had no movement whatsoever. So State was able to match it pretty good, and then they get that errant pass from Hurley.
Marshall. Beautiful bank shot.
They're feeling it here in Raleigh right now, Brent. What you have to make sure is the crowd doesn't make you rush. Sometimes the crowd makes you in a hurry. And what you got to do is use the crowd. Make you do things, do things quickly but without rushing. Oh, there it is.
Marshall, beautiful.
And the great teams don't call timeout. We already know that. Robbie Knight, Indiana, and the Dukes and things like they say, no, we're supposed to shut the crowd up with a basket. We're not wasting timeouts. I was always quick with the timeout. Let's talk about it. Let's shut them up.
This is a 10-2 run that Henderson stops for that 3.
That's what the great teams do. So I'm not calling time. I got to knock that bang into 3. Curtis Marshall's done a nice job in that matchup with Hurley.
Fuller hits the 3.
Just about to say, what a bad shot that is. Yeah, I'm just looking it up. Yeah, that's his first. Things are going pretty good. That's his first three.
Parks pushing off, and Fuller got him. His first foul, and a reminder to stay with us at halftime. Meet this week's Naismith Award nominee, Chris Webber from Michigan, and a reminder, the PBA National Championship next Saturday at ABC. Note that special time, followed by the Chrysler Cup out of Sarasota. Michael Moore versus the Bone Crusher Smith, the heavyweight fight on ABC's Wide World of Sports, along with the Chrysler Professional Ski Classic, all next weekend.
There's no reason to think Fuller wouldn't make it. Not only is it the first one he made, it's the first one he took. So, you know, there's no reason to assume he wouldn't. His history was pretty good going in. He was zip for zip, so he's banging in three-pointers. Got the numbers, and they got two. Control it.
Lewis.
Nice job. I think there's a timeout now.
You're watching the 7-Up Shootout on ABC.
Ever since America learned to drive. By Wendy's old-fashioned hamburgers, the best hamburgers, and a whole lot more. By Heineken, just being the best is enough. And by Asics athletic shoes featuring shock-absorbing gel.
Julie Moran, the crowd is loving it here in Raleigh.
I tell you what, Brent, they are rocking and rolling today, and they call this place the Red Light District. And why? Because when the red light on that noise meter goes off, the Wolfpack is at its hottest, and they are hot today. And I tell you what, with Jimmy V and the 93 team in the house, that meter is going to get a lot of use.
North Carolina State has hit 7 of its last 8 shots, and that has helped the noise meter. Stripped.
Kenny Blakeney driving against the zone is not what Mike Krzyzewski really wants. Wide open. Inside. Get it to him. Big guy.
Up with the hook. Parks rebounds. Hurley eyes the floor. It's Clark off the fake. Back to Hurley, who couldn't get the handle out of that way.
So a nice job State's doing, Brent, getting back out in the perimeter in the zone to stop the three. They're doing a very good job.
Now Clark from the corner. His three.
At that side. That's that zone. Boy, last 2 minutes so important for a team like State. Now, let's remember, this is a 1-10 conference team, giving a club 2-time national champion. I mean, fits here the first half. So these last 2 minutes, if I'm Les Robinson, boy, I want to go down with the lead so badly. You want to go down with the lead.
Marshall's three off the iron. Fuller with a strong offensive rebound and gets it back to Thompson.
Big rebound. Whoa, again McCullough going to his left.
Off Parks, but right to Hill, and here's Hurley.
Oh, Clark's free. Wow, they got away with that time, Frank. He was wide open.
Hurley. And Blakeney on the drive. Could have been an offensive foul, but they gave it to him, and he'll take it.
That's why I used to talk about when I was coaching, to win the last 5 minutes of the first half was so important.
So that's at halftime. The Foot Locker Slam Fest. Mike Conley against Seth Joyner.
Mismatch. Unless they're going in the pits.
Lewis.
3 in a row. State's missed.
Costly time, and Duke now goes for the lead. Aaron pass, they've turned it over, and State gets it right back. And then Hurley does. No foul. McCullers.
That was a foul. Bobby Hurley got mugged at half court that time. Big bucket.
The three from Blakeney is short. State
And hold for the last one, and that's exactly what they want. Oh, they don't need to.
opens Thompson.
Oh. Big time look. But Duke napping that time, not checking back.
Folks, if you walked in here right now out of a time warp, you'd think the Cardiac Kids were back in action.
Well, they're all here in the stands watching.
Early's three. State rebounding. Into Marshall's hands at the buzzer. From high off the glass. That's it. A comparison between this game and the first meeting. Game one, it was 55-20 Duke. Wow. Here in Raleigh, 43-38. They've turned it around. And we'll return to ABC's college basketball after these messages and a word from our ABC stations.
Prior to today's tip-off, former Wolfpack head coach Jim Valvano and the 1983 national championship team was honored here. We'll have a complete report and the post-game comments and highlights coming up later on full court press coverage right here on News Channel 11. We'll see you after the game.
A full house, North Carolina State with a lead on Duke. Mike Krzyzewski has insisted that you never come to one of his games here in this building. And you used to beat him when you were coaching against him.
This building's worth 20 points, I guarantee. 20, not 10, the normal 10. This is a 20-point building. And Duke, well, without Grant Hill, you add the building, the emotion, the 83 championship team here. A lot of things that Coach K's got to overcome tonight.
Jimmy, show us some of the key moments from the first half.
We talk so much about getting the ball to Kevin Thompson. When Kevin Thompson gets the ball right there, good things happen. Here, you have a give and go, the old give and go. Mark Davis goes to the glass and gets two. And the outside shooting's been very good for NC State. When people shoot well outside, and then when people come after you, right, what happens? You're able to do this. Bobby Hurley gets out there and boom. And this man is having one heck of a half, right? Boom, 2 points. They're doing the whole thing. And look at the stats. They should be winning, Brett. They dominate in most categories.
They certainly are. You can see from the numbers. And as he came onto the floor, Les Robinson very pleased that Thompson has put in 10 points. He stopped by to chat with our Julie Moran.
The emotion in this arena is phenomenal. It's added to your team's performance. Can you sustain that in the second half?
Well, I think we can. You're right, though. The motion, as you know from the pregame ceremony, there's never been any like it I've ever seen in the arena, and it was unbelievable. And it certainly is carried over to our basketball team.
What did you tell the team at halftime?
I didn't tell them a lot because I didn't want to change what we were doing. Just, keep playing like we're playing.
All right, thanks, Coach.
Thank you.
The 1983 championship team introduced and honored here today. Jim Valvano speaking to the crowd, rousing pregame speech. And the one thing, Jimmy, that I'll always remember from that is you said that 83 team taught you never quit, never give up.
They were a special group, and just seeing them all, I'm shocked. I love to talk, but I thought I could break down, really, to be honest with you.
You were great.
It was a lot of fun. Now, I'm getting a lot of credit here for them playing well. I don't want to take any blame whatsoever. Should Duke come back. I took enough blame for enough things. I don't, you know what I mean? I'll take the credit for this half, and that's it now. They're on their own.
Let's see, that man wearing the new jersey was Antonio Lang, and he suffered a cut in the first half. So he was taken away under the new NCAA rule, and as you can see, he did not travel a second number 21. So he is shooting now wearing 15. I think you could see where he had that scratch there along the right eye, what it looked like in that tight shot.
I really think first 5 minutes, Brent, is so important when you're on an emotional high and on a run, because State's played so well, probably the best half they played all year. And these first 5 minutes, you don't want Duke to come out and regain that kind of confidence to control the game. So those 2 points are important. These next 2 possessions are important. Go inside. Oh, I love it. Good pass.
Thompson gets it back. Early rebound.
Good play, though. That was very good play.
Bounce back into the hands of Lang. Over to her. Thomas Hill's three. Rebounded and out of bounds. It goes to State.
That was a big bucket. We were talking about coming back at three-pointer ties the game. Also, you look up and you say, we've played so hard, and it's a tie ball game.
The State had good balanced scoring. See what they're able to come up with.
And offensively, you see what they're doing, letting McCullough bring it up against Collins rather than having to challenge Hurley.
Excellent play, excellent drive, and there is our man Thompson again.
That's 6 field goals for the game.
Oh, and that's a big play, though, letting LaCasta and McCullough bring it up.
And the 3 by Collins.
See right here, this way Hurley's not in the game defensively out top on the perimeter. Letting McCullough handle Collins, and he's much quicker than Collins. Good coaching move.
Keep going inside till they stop it. Keep going in there. Keep going in there. Just keep going in the well.
Hill on the move inside. Pushing foul against State.
Excellent position. Look at that seal. Oh, nice seal. Shows the hand. Great pass to the baseline. That's the way you show it in camp. That's how you draw that on the board. Now, what's happening? Oh, I love it. Coaching's great. Mike Krzyzewski right now is trying to communicate his ball club how he wants to stop that. He's got to stop that. And he just went and talked a little bit to Hurley, gave a couple of hand signals. Coach said, they got to do something different. I assume what it'll be is what they did in the beginning of the first half. And that was a full frontal. You get in front of the guy totally, and then look for weak side help, as opposed to a wraparound, which is the way they've been guarding Kevin Thompson. Wraparound means 3/4. You just wrap around the guy with your arm and your foot. I think you got to go to just in front of the man. Just get in front of him.
Thomas Hill bangs in 2 free throws.
Let's take a look, because if you're State, you got to go back to him again. Go ahead. And let's see. Oh, they're going to a zone now. I can't believe it. Made him go zone. Woo! Against a team in State that loves to take 3-pointers. This could be interesting.
It's Lewis wide open on the 2.
That's not their best defense. Playing zone. There's a little matchup. Wasn't a pure zone. Beautiful. Oh, we're seeing a lot of good play here. A lot of good plays. Let's see if they stay with it, or we go back. That straight man, that was a long time in that defense.
And a steal by Lang, keeps it in play. Marshall cuts back on him, and Lang has to give it up, and Collins is alone.
It's not a walk. Fans want a walk. It's not a walk.
Nice play by Lang.
Oh, it's just a great play. Got to get in front of him. Cherokee, let's see if Cherokee, look at him. Let's watch that battle. See if he goes in front. Oh, nice cross
move by Marshall. But he pushed off.
No, he's fouled before.
Yeah.
Nice steal. Look at him. He's not traveling. He didn't walk. Nice pass. That call was made by Frank Skaggs. I mention that because I recruited him in high school. I recruited Skaggs. He's a pretty good high school player. I had a great recruiting pitch, and he didn't come. He went somewhere else. That's why he's a ref today.
The first foul is called.
If he'd come, he'd be doing something else, a little more worthwhile.
Duke's last lead in this game was at 29-20.
Not a good pass. See, that's Marcus Wilson. We talked earlier. He's a promising freshman, but he has not been strong with the basketball. And that was a very poor decision. Not a good pass. Duke has a shot at taking the lead again.
8th turnover, Scope.
Oh, now they're going to zone NC State. Oh, gives
Hurley. Parks pulls away a strong offensive rebound. Left hand, the field goal, and Duke is back up.
Nice move with the left there, Brett.
Duke playing without the injured Grant Hill, watching in civilian clothes.
Remember, that's 20 points. Fuller is full of shooting. The Rock today,
Stay in that zone.
Duke leads on Lang's field goal.
I don't think Coach Robinson will stay in it that long. It's so hard nowadays to play a straight zone. If you're going to play zone, it's got to be a trick defense. 1-3 a chase, box and 1, triangle and 2. But straight zone, you're just going to get buried. Good ball movement. See, he's a little shaky with the rock right here.
Yeah, I wasn't too sure about the pass, so he just took it.
That's the rule. We all know that rule. When in doubt, shoot it.
Thomas Hill. And again, Cherokee Park. Strong offensive rebounding, but he turned it over. Take a slam cam look at Cherokee Parks. This was earlier. Timeout.
Jimmy and Chris.
This ABC Sports Raycom telecast is being brought to you by Pizza Hut, who reminds you that anytime's a great time to stop and smell the pizza. By Keystone, Keystone Light, and Keystone Dry. By Valvoline. People who know use Valvoline. And by 7-Up the Uncola and your local 7-Up bottler.
Now here in Raleigh, the lovely Pam Valvano, happy to see her husband gainfully employed and out of the house.
Smile, Pammy, for goodness sakes. I'm not losing, I'm not coaching, I'm not yelling at anybody. She should be happier than that.
What was she like when you went home after a win or a loss?
Well, she went shopping. My wife made, she was first team all North Carolina Mall. 10 years in a row.
Oh, you're going to hear from some women on that one, Monday. He said it, not me. Out of bounds on another turnover by North Carolina State. It goes to Duke. That's number 9. Costly.
You hate to come out of a timeout and to have a turnover. Look at that. Kevin Thompson more than holding his own. Double the points of Cherokee Parks.
Yet Parks has played stronger on the glass in the second half.
But the reason Duke is only a deuce ahead is because Hurley and Thomas Hill are not shooting very well today. In fact, their stats, they're 5 of 16. And that's it right there. And 0 of 5 from three-point range from, you know, I mean, that's right there. If those two guys are scoring.
Jump pass by Lang, the rebound Thompson.
Oh, Hurley's tough on the ball. Oh, Hurley's tough.
Took it away from him.
And Marshall made the mistake of getting into a battle with him. You know, I mean, get rid of it. Don't battle Hurley on that. Became a one-on-one game there.
They retain it on the possession arrow.
He's all over the ball. Bobby Hurley just all over the ball. Just did a good job. I like that McCullough bringing the ball up against someone else, although he's not in the game right now. So that's why Curtis Marshall was back on the ball.
Clark checks in for Duke. And Collins is out. Davis drops it to Thompson. They can't stop him.
Can't say enough about the job that Kevin Thompson is doing getting position and State getting him the ball.
Clark, so he checks in and hits the 3.
As against the zone, I thought I'd point that out.
I don't know who dislikes his zone more, you or Bob Knight.
I never did. You know, I was his own coach. I'm just saying, now with the rules the way they are.
Free from Marshall. His second. Hill at the other end.
And Hurley's angry at himself. He just cussed himself out that time for allowing Marshall to get that 3. It's one thing Marshall does very well. Three-point shot. He's almost a 40% shooter from three-point range.
Lang with excellent defense. Hurley out.
Oh, nice.
Great move and a pass to Cherokee.
Well, he'd be fun to play with.
Really, he'd be fun to be an off guard with Bobby Hurley.
Duke builds a 4-point advantage. Hurley gets Marshall. That's his second personal.
Good defense, though. Again, I don't think State should get wrapped up in that challenge there. Throw the ball, pass it. Pass it and run away from it a little bit. Oh, Coach, good move. Good move, Coach Robinson. Excellent move. Because you know he's going to handle the ball now. There's McCullough on Marty Clark. You don't have to worry about that battle. There it is. Good decision. And he picks up his dribble.
Speed, short on the shot. Still loose. State's got it. Thompson scoring.
You want to look for a turning point play possibly in the game. This could be a loose ball. Get on the floor. Don't reach down. Oh, that used to really burn my knickers. I mean, when the ball is on the floor, you're on the floor. Because there's no way that a guy picks it up and lays it and gets 3 points. Get that, look who's coming out. Park's playing a well of a game, but when that basketball is on the ground, your body's on the ground. Or you're sitting next to the coach. Kevin Thompson's a 56% free throw shooter, 55%. He's doing everything right today. He's having a career game.
19 points. Clark's open. A little flat on the shot. Fuller takes it away, and a foul is called against Duke. It's Meek.
You gotta like Fuller as a freshman. You know he's just going to get better and better. He's a physical kid. He's got a nice body. He plays very hard. And this State team is just going to get better. Next year, they get everybody back except Thompson. Following year, have everybody back again.
State can take the lead. Thompson's got it.
Eric Meek got caught behind Kevin Thompson again. Thompson's down here hopping up and down like a tennis player waiting to accept the serve. He's so fired up. Short again.
He is short. Lewis goes after it.
Wide open.
His hands.
Oh, Bobby didn't want to throw. It's wide open. He's wide open here.
Well, three.
Too long. It's not
rebounding again.
Not today. For Thomas Hill.
That's the 5th rebound for Fuller.
Go inside. Go inside against me. Reverse the ball. Reverse the basketball. Don't get carried away, big man. Reverse the ball.
Bad pass, but Lewis has got it. Now Davis off the dribble. Short. Goes after the offensive rebound and goes to the floor, and it's tied up. Possession arrow goes to Duke.
That's the way you play basketball. Ball's on the floor. You're on the floor.
The 7-up shootout from Raleigh, and it's a dandy.
Our international squad in a senior golf all-star game. It's the Chrysler Cup. Live coverage begins Saturday on ABC Sports.
The Pizza Hut delivery of the game, and Kevin Thompson has been delivering for the Wolfpack all game long. 5 of 5 from the field in the second half with 2 rebounds and a total of 21 points. The Pizza Hut delivery of the game. So all the emotion wrapped up in that 1983 championship team, which was introduced prior to the start of this game. And sellout crowd here in the Reynolds Coliseum. They have been in it from the get-go. Now Hurley looks for daylight and gives it to Blakely.
See, Duke's problem has been is they're not scoring from the perimeter as they usually do. And so they're able to defend down low. Thompson's playing great. You see, that should have gone inside, outside, but outside's not going down, so Parks steps up, knocks it in. Tough shot he made.
4 field goals from Cherokee in the second half.
But the whole key is that the perimeter game for Duke is just not falling.
So Duke up by 1 on Parks' field goal. Lewis missing. Parks goes after the rebound. Duke can build a 3-point lead. Rebound over the tie. State and fouled up over the top by me.
He's complaining, but he didn't. He knocked the guy in the 3rd row. And Bobby Hurley continues to struggle, as does Thomas Hill. And without Grant Hill, it's tough to find points. Duke only scored 56, 55 against Virginia.
Swept by Virginia.
Yeah.
And earlier today, Jimmy, North Carolina beating Virginia 78-58. So that puts the Carolinas back into a tie for first with Florida State.
Playing well. And they can't shoot the ball a lick. And they're playing great. Great insight. Dean Smith, he's a great coach, but probably might be doing his best job he's ever done this year with that squad. And that's saying a lot.
Marshall off the dribble, sends it inside. Loose. Thompson swatted by Cherokee. And a foul call against the Devils. That's going to be number 3 on Antonio Lang.
If he makes these, he'll be perfect from the line also today. He knocked in 2 earlier.
This would be for the lead.
What an afternoon this young man has had.
Six ties, 7 lead changes. State up again. Whale of a game in the ACC today.
Away from the ball. And it's on Mark Davis. That's his first foul. Wonderful emotion in college basketball on display here today at Raleigh. Thomas Hill.
He's got to get on track. For Duke to win this game, Hill and Hurley are going to have to shoot the ball well down the stretch. See what Mike Krzyzewski's done. He's put Thomas Hill on Marshall and Hurley on McCullough to get again so they can put pressure on that guy with the ball.
Fuller comes out to screen for Marshall, short on the shot, but Thompson is right there. That was shades of Lorenzo Charles, folks, catching Derek Whittenberg's air ball.
Wow.
25 for Thompson. Lang, short, came right up over the back of Fuller and fouled him. That's his 4th personal.
Had a good shot and a poor decision after the miss. Here's Hurley, going to use the screen at the high post. Always that penetration. Penetration will give you great offensive opportunities.
Now shooting 1-and-1. Todd Fuller.
He's a 72% free throw shooter, but the way things are going today, he'd bank it. I mean, it's going in. Things are going pretty good for Fuller today.
So with 4 personals, Lang sits and Eric Meek returns.
The bounces are going Wolfpack's way so far. Kid's going to be a good player, Todd Fuller. He's going to be a good player. Strong, freshman.
Tough kid. Bingo.
Robinson's Wolfpack up by 3.
See in the NBA all the time, Brent, is use of screens. The NBA uses the high post pick. It's one of the most difficult things to defend. There's Hurley, same thing, using that pick, and Marshall can't quite get around it and winds up a little bit late.
2 on Marshall. Hill.
I tell you, he's got to get on track, and he has made last 2 hoops.
Pulls the Blue Devils back to within a point.
See, there's the matchup State wants.
Snaps it to the corner. Fuller underneath.
Ooh, big call. State got the matchup they wanted again. Clark having to guard McCullough. McCullough too quick for him. Yes, there's McCullough too quick. Let's see if it is. He steps. I don't know. I guess at home you should get that call. Guys in the white shirts should always get that call.
2 on Thomas.
Who's ahead in Raleigh, and we'll return after this message and a word from our ABC stations. 9 straight years, Duke has been either a 1, 2, or a 3 seed in the NCAA. That in jeopardy this year. Carolina and Florida State are tied at the top.
But the ACC is going to have 6, count them, 6 teams make it to the NCAA tournament play. Georgia Tech locking up their spot by just beating Wake Forest. In fact, beating 2 teams. Last 2 wins, 2 big wins. 6 teams are going. But I think they should have a rule. No one's going to like it. I like it. I think you should have to be 500 in your own conference in order to get an NCAA bid. I think it makes conference play significant again, makes every game big. It's just, if you can't win in your own league half the games, you shouldn't be able to go to the tournament.
Cherokee Parks putting it back in. Persistence paying off for Cherokee on the glass here in the second half.
Thompson had position again.
Got to him late. Meek with a hand on a ball out of bounds. And a reminder that after new episodes of Life Goes On America's Funniest People, the best family viewing of the weekend, don't miss the network premiere of Driving Miss Daisy. What a wonderful movie that is. Won 4 Oscars, including the Best Picture. That's tonight on ABC.
Ooh, they just caught Duke sleeping. You don't see that often out of bounds play. Kevin Thompson missed an easy shot.
Collins with a 3.
Like his old man. Like his old man. He can stick it. He's emotional, too, just like Pop.
Giving the Blue Devils that 2-point lead. 6:45 to go.
Go inside. Go inside. Swing the ball over to Kevin Thompson's side. He's played so well, you got to give him the ball.
Fuller was trying. Away from the ball. Meek called for the personal. That's his 4th.
Good job. I think State's doing a nice job of maintaining patience. Look, he's got position. Kevin Thompson has position. Now he's going to try and cut across the lane. I don't like that call, though. I think you got to let him play inside.
Leaving with the 4th personal and Duke with a smaller lineup.
A real decision to make. Marty Clark is probably going to have to guard Fuller, which is a huge advantage. But would you go after the Fred? Would you give the ball? Oh, look at that mistake. Oh, Duke's doing some un-Duke-like things here this afternoon.
You know, one of the things that I have noticed about the Duke team in the last couple of games, the way the players have been getting in each other's faces when there's a mistake.
They've been a little testiness, but Duke's always had that kind of leadership from somebody who's going to come at you. I mean, Christian Layton used to come at you pretty good if you made a mistake. Way back when I first started coaching this state, they had an awful lot of guys. Danny Mahar, remember how tough he was?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, they used to... But they have been certainly talking a lot to each other.
McCullough.
Base jump shot. Wow. With confidence. He's played with great confidence today.
Hurley does not have a second-half field goal, no points, but he has dished out 13 assists. He's on track, of course, to break the all-time assist record in the NCAA, but they're going to need some scoring from him with Grant Hill out with an injury. There he is.
As you say it, bingo. We said Hurley and Hill were going to have to win the game for him. And Hill has made 2 straight. Hurley finally knocks one down. Critical possessions. The last 5 minutes of the game are coming. Winning time with a veteran team.
State ball. Robinson inserting Lewis into this lineup. A little more size on the inbound pass.
Duke may have changed their defense to this out-of-bounds play. Yeah.
Here's Fuller. Good Parks with a good block into Hill's hands. Here's Hurley now. Collins. Oh, great! Put back by Cherokee Parks. 6 field goals in the second half.
Good timeout. Good timeout. 4 minutes to play, and it's a 5-point game, and it's kind of like you're losing control here.
And this the play that did it. The big man to the rescue.
To play this game, you got to have the drive.
You know, you're an assistant coach at Colorado now, but you got your start with our own Jimmy V right here.
Well, Jimmy taught me a lot of things, both on and off the court, and he's been an inspiration for my life, so I appreciate everything he's done for me.
Your team certainly knew the meaning of rising to the occasion. What does State have to do today to take this game home?
I think NC State just got to play off the crowd and play off the enthusiasm, and then let the game play good defense and rebound. If they stay close, they got an opportunity to win.
All right, thanks a lot, Derek. Back to you, Brett.
All right, Julie, this is an important trip here for State.
It is big, and you should. And that's what we're talking about. There's the matchup. Would you go to a freshman?
The tap up, not there, and Duke has control.
That's what I was talking about. Les Robinson knew he had that anytime he wanted, but what you're doing is you're going to a freshman. And he did it, and it was a nice move by Fuller, but that's, oh, now Duke's going a little delay game. Going to run with some clock. Whenever you run a delay game, what you're looking for is the back doors, and when the clock winds down, if you haven't had anything yet, Hurley, go to the basket, or Hill, drive to the basket. Clock runs down, put the ball in Hurley's hands, then go. There's the high post pick they're going to give Hurley. Down to 14 seconds, and there we go, that's a foul. Oh, it's such a nice luxury to have as a coach. Run the clock, and then boom.
Marshall commits his 3rd personal.
Not shooting yet, so they can foul again.
Marcus Wilson returns for the Wolfpack. Fuller will get a nice ovation.
Yeah. He's also going to break Chris Corciani's all-time record. Chris now playing in Italy. That's why he wasn't here today for all that ceremonies. Same thing, run the clock, drive to the basket. Got to make a decision what you want to do, because if they do this and score, it just breaks you back. You're going to have to double team, go after people, make them play. If they don't score, there's plenty of time. But a bucket here after holding the ball goes 78-71. 15, go high post pick again. Here we go.
He loves to crossover dribble.
Comes right on through, and Clark is open.
Brent, that was spectacular. He was going to go to the right corner, and that was spectacular play. That's highlights film play.
Bobby Hurley sets it up fabulously for Duke, a 7-point lead.
Got to score here. Got to score. Otherwise, they're going to spread that court again.
Marshall spins it into Thompson.
What a catch, Kevin Thompson.
27 for Kevin.
27. That's for our Spanish-speaking crowd. I'm trying to touch all bases today. Early a little tired. Early wanted off the ball. He gave it up, wanted off the ball. A little tired. Should be. It's like a pinball machine. See, he's getting rid of it a little quicker. Wants a blow, needs a blow. And here we go, high post pick.
The shot.
Unbelievable.
The three from Bobby Hurley. 2 threes here in the second half.
Hill and Hurley had to step up, and that's exactly what they did. They stepped up.
Showing their class down the stretch.
Ooh, this could be good and one. What's the call? Frank Scagliano, what's the call? Frank. Oh! Big call. Refs love to do that, don't they? They know they're on the tube, too. Take a while before they make the call. Let's take a look. Let me see. Kevin Thompson getting great position. No, it was on the way up. Oh, it was on the way up. Our producer's not so sure. Ooh. Tough call. They love that, the refs. They walk out. Everybody's looking at it. Millions of people. And instead of just giving a call right away, they go through all those hand signals and then break your heart. State's got to press. Really got to go after him. Might want to think of foul. Put him on the line. Why not? Otherwise, they hold the ball 40 seconds and more often than not Hurley. Too long.
Lewis battling away, comes up with it.
Big offensive board.
Now goes back in low, and Thompson trying to save it. Wasted opportunity.
You're right. You know what happens? You have enough of those. Go home with an L. See, I would want to press, and I'd foul. I'd just foul. Good. There's one, and right away. That's the 6th, I believe. I think it's one more to 1-1. You got this guy on your squad late in the game. You got a shot. Watch this now. Look at that. Oh, he gets through. I don't know how he got through everybody, and he finds the open man. He struggled, but yet he also has led them to this point. Foul him. Go get him. Foul him. Foul him. Foul him. Oh, I like it. Good call. Good coaching. Let that clock run. Now here's when the assistant coach on the bench flips open his chart. And he says, let's see. He'll shooting 67%, coach.
Duke is at 12 of 14 free throws, Jimmy, and State 9 of 12.
Wonderful effort by NC State. You know what's difficult, Brent, and from a coaching standpoint? If it goes the last 142 the way it's going, and they lose, is it tough to suit up again? You've given everything. Yeah, John Wood knows to talk about playing on that same even keel, so you're not too high or too low. He could do that because he only lost a game every 3 years, so you're allowed to do that. Bear Bryant's like talking about that too. Stay even, sure, even. You're always winning. But when you're coming from behind, the State hasn't worked so hard, and then if you do fall short, it's so tough to go on the road and get up for that next game.
This was a gutty second half performance by the Blue Devils.
Yes, it was. Yes, it was. You lose an awful lot when you lose, Grant. That's why it's a good foul. 1 out of 2, you got a shot. Now you got to look for your three-point plays. What type of setups? You got to watch Curtis Marshall's a three-point shooter, certainly.
82-74 is the score. Duke leading.
McCullough's a three-point shooter. They got three three-point shooters. They got to run a play. Get that three-point shot. No? Okay.
The two from McCullough.
Take the two.
That's a 6-point difference right now with a minute and a half to go.
College basketball, the Duke Blue Devils take on the Bruins of UCLA next Sunday on ABC Sports.
Les Robinson ran into a defensive buzzsaw here in the second half. Only Kevin Thompson has been able to hold up his end of the floor offensively for North Carolina State. Duke doing a much better job against the rest of the Wolfpack.
Got to watch the long pass here. The way State's lined up, Duke can send somebody long.
Hurley was checking over his left shoulder, taking a quick look at Coach. Clark will take the ball out of bounds for the Blue Devils. And they get it to Hurley. And he's fouled right away.
Good playing. I mean, I really enjoy end the game situation. You really can see a team's well coached by how much time goes off the clock. Even quick, you watch some games, Brent, it's absolutely amazing. The ball come in, or they pass it back and forth, 20 seconds go by. It's right now, you got the clock is who you're playing. You've got to give yourself an opportunity to make three when they're getting two. Hurley, you don't expect to miss in this situation. 81% free throw shooter. And has played very well last 5 minutes. Oh, he gets the shooter's roll.
He has made the big plays.
Big plays.
Game. The 2 threes, handed off that wonderful assist. Remarkable young man, isn't he? 17-1 in NCAA tournament play. How's that for a number?
Oh, see, they missed. They've only made 2 of the last 4.
Now a 3.
You can take the 2 if you're going to go 2 for 1. You got to get that 3 when you're going.
Marshall forcing it. Yeah, he's got it.
He got away with a travel also. Oh, he's giving him 2 points.
Just 2. Change it. Check it.
Hey.
All right, there was a traveling that wasn't called, but he did step on the line here. So in missing the traveling call, it was not a 3, as some of the fans thought. There's toes on the line, but he also danced as he did it.
2 good calls on that play. One from here, one from the out on the floor.
Well, there, Chris Corciane, the NCAA career assist leader, and Bobby Hurley will break that mark. And 14 today.
And 2 great point guards, pure point guards. Guys who look for the pass before they look for the score. The difference between the 2 is Hurley, better outside shooter. That's what makes him a pro. Chris has been in the pros, in and out, now in Italy. They got his picture on the bottle of wine over there. He's doing great. Quick foul, ball comes in, foul. Once again, though, they better watch out, stay for the long pass. Last time it was there, wide open. In fact, Collins was the one who could have had it. He was wide open. See how McCullough's guarding him? Wow, he's wide open, wide open. And they don't throw it to him.
And they have to call a timeout. Clark didn't see Collins was all alone.
Wide open.
He was standing there waiting for the ball.
And Collins really yelled at him, too, which he's wide open.
Duke with 2 timeouts left. A plus Jim Valvano, plus Dick Vitale. Who could ask for anything more?
Are you coming, Brett?
I would miss it. At 4 next Sunday afternoon on ABC. Here we have 1:15 to go. 83-78. Les Robinson and the Wolfpack trailing and battling away here against the clock.
I'll say it again. If they want to, they can throw it long. I mean, they're being cautious, rightfully so. You got a 5-point lead. You figure you can get it in.
Hill breaks. And they have to use another timeout.
They're winning a timeout game right now. Anyway, Steve.
Now only 1 left.
Mark and my relationship go.
Duke leads, and a team to keep an eye on come tournament time. From out of the Pac-10, from the desert, Arizona with a 10-point win over Cincinnati today.
And I like that Cincinnati team. They play great defense. Nick Van Exel knocking in the threes. But Lute's got his squad playing awfully well.
Well, let's see if Duke can get the ball inbounds here, Jimmy.
Well, I always like a 1-4 cross when you're having trouble getting it in because they can't front everybody. And more like the pros do. You ever those pros never have trouble. They drag a guy. They bring a guy to the baseline, and they just kind of lob it to him, one right side or the other.
Possession arrow favoring State. That could be big if they could tie it up here. Ooh, whistle did just blow.
Well, it's in this last 2 minutes, because I know what everybody likes, who doesn't like the college game at times, will say just because the last 2 minutes takes an hour and a half is always, I feel it takes a little too long. But there's absolutely no way to speed it up. Any rule they've tried, 2 fouls, 2 foul shots in the last 2 minutes. They called it the Valvano rule, the infamous. That happened only for about 8 games. And then about 10 shots, 10 fouls, then 2 shots. Nothing that happens can change the rhythm of a basketball. It's like saying in baseball, you can only throw over to first base 4 times. When Ricky Henderson. You can't change the rhythm. A miss.
And a big miss. State with an opportunity. The door ajar.
Can take the 2. No reason. You don't have to take the 3.
McCullough off, and a great rebound by Thompson. Thompson pulls him to within 3 now. And the foul quickly called.
State doing a great job here in the game situation. Cherokee Park's a 68% free throw shooter. Marty Clark, who just missed, is a 90% free throw shooter, and he missed. 90. Here's a nice spin. You could take the 2. And here's this man, Thompson. Oh, what a game he's had. Got away with bringing the ball down a little low. You like to keep it up high. What does he have? How many points does
Kevin Thompson with 30.
Oh, my goodness. And now Parks is 68, but now he's got 2 shots. A little easier. A little easier to get 1 in. Bingo.
That's 2 of 3 from the line on the day.
That rule has changed the game so much. I hate that rule. You get 10 fouls, there's 2 shots on. I don't like that. I love the pressure of a guy having to stand up there, knocking in a 1-and-1 late.
Knocks them both in, and they were big.
Big.
Back to 5 now. State has to hurry.
Still don't have to take the 3 yet. Don't have to. Don't force it.
Marshall thought he had to take it. Rattles out into the hands of Clark. Duke in control. Here comes Thomas Hill on the inside. And he is fouled by McCullough.
It's a good foul. Whoops. To throw the debris. And who could forget Billy Tubbs' classic, getting on the mic, saying, please, don't throw anything on the court, no matter how bad the referee gets.
I was there. It was against Missouri.
Oh, you were there?
I was there.
Oh,
it was unreal.
It's one of those coaching I wish I had said that sometime along the way.
It was some moment.
He got hit with a tee, didn't he, immediately?
Immediately. He just turned around. Hightower hit him right down. I mean, he didn't even hesitate. Here we are next week, 4 Eastern time, UCLA and the Duke Blue Devils. Duke surviving a scare here today in Raleigh.
Ooh, you counted over then, huh? You think the 7 points is done?
McCullough arches a rainbow.
It's done.
His hands. And here is Bobby Hurley. Made some big plays in the second half.
Yep.
Cherokee Parks played very well.
And a wonderful job by Duke's veteran team to come in here and with all the emotion and having a career game from Kevin Thompson. And the score, as they say, right, is not an indication of how close this game was. Lose by 11.
So Duke pulls away in the final minutes of this baby. Score that one for Curtis Marshall.
My
Mike Kay's got to be proud of his ball club today. That's a awfully good win. I mean, on the surface, you say you're playing a 1-10 team. That wasn't a 1-10 team they played today.
91-82 the final. 9-point victory by the Blue Devils. Kevin Thompson with a career-high 30 and Bobby Hurley with 15 assists.
This ABC Sports Raycom telecast has been brought to you by Pizza Hut, who reminds you that anytime's a great time to stop and smell the pizza. By Buick and your local Buick dealers. Remember Buick, the new symbol for quality in America. By State Farm Insurance, like a good neighbor, State Farm is there. And by Smooth Bush Beer and easy drinking Bush Light. This is the Volvo post-game report.
Welcome to the Volvo post-game report. Duke wins at 91-82. Let's go to Julie Moran. Julie.
Coach, you last beat State by 36 points. Were you surprised at their play today?
No, because they've continually improved. And tonight, this afternoon was such an emotional day. I love the fact that they did this for Jimmy, not just the 83 team. And their team responded. And our guys, you know, we're struggling a little bit, and we got the injuries, and it was really a heck of a win for our basketball team.
How difficult was it to actually play in this arena today?
No, it was very difficult. I mean, I thought State had a great effort, and they could have just as easily won as we did. But down the stretch, I thought our veterans, Bobby Hurley and Thomas Hill, really stepped forward, and they've been struggling the last few games.
Do you expect Grant back for the North Carolina game?
Well, that's not the main game. I just hope Grant's back for the regular season and before we go to the tournament, because we're down with number of people, and he gives everybody a lot more confidence. You know, that's like playing with a big brother. You know, when you're a little kid and you got a big brother, you feel a little bit more confident.
Well, congratulations,
Thank
Coach.
you very much.
Back to you, Brett.
Thank you.
20-5, Duke's record. We'll conclude it in a moment. Be a lot of credit for the first.
Don't say it. Don't say it.
You know, who are we going to blame? I mean, you know, it was the emotions.
Well, I did the best I could. I tell you, I played hard. First half, you're right. Second half, Brent, I apologize. I wasn't very good. But the kids played hard. Oh, yeah, we'll be back.
This has been the Volvo post-game report.
Cherokee Parks responding in the second half with 16 of his 19 points. Bobby Hurley with 15 assists on the day. Duke a winner for Jim Valvano. I'm Brent Musburger. So long, everybody.
Better than to think it would be a tear-jerker when Coach Jim Valvano took the floor at Reynolds Coliseum in Raleigh this afternoon with members of his 1983 championship team on hand, as well as a full house of red-clad fans. The cancer-stricken coach delivered an inspiring but uplifting talk about hope.
If you have someone with a dream, if you have a motivated person with a dream and a goal and a vision, if you have someone who never gives up, who has great hope, and that team taught me the persistence, the idea of never, ever quitting. Don't ever give up. Don't ever stop fighting.
Well, even with a pregame speech like that from Coach V, not many folks gave North Carolina State much of a chance to give Duke a serious run for the money, but it does. Bob Holliday has the story of Duke and State at Reynolds Coliseum.
Words can't describe this scene. Jim Valvano, battling cancer, makes his first appearance at an NC State basketball game since his last home contest as coach 3 years ago. A torrent of emotion sweeps over Reynolds Coliseum as Valvano and his 83 championship team are honored. Valvano spoke of hope and dreams. Today, Les Robinson's Wolfpack dreams of upsetting Duke. Appropriately, the Pack's first basket is by Kevin Thompson, whom Valvano recruited to State 4 years ago. KT is at his best today in the paint. Throwing some sensational shots by Lakeista McCullough, and the Pack is on the prowl. Duke has its back to the wall. After 2 straight league losses, the Devils come out playing as hard as ever. Great effort here by Tony Lang. Duke leads by 4. But there are moments in the first half when you think an NC State victory is meant to be. I mean, Todd Fuller for 3. NC State at half by 5. Even without star Grant Hill, Duke has more than enough weapons to win. Thomas Hill has the jumper cooking. The lead changes hands time and time again. It's 71-all when Bobby Hurley takes over. For three, Duke never trails again. The Blue Devils defeat a Coliseum full of Wolfpack emotion, 91-80.
They played real well. I think it's a tribute to their whole program and to the fans. I mean, what an atmosphere. I know they honored the '83 team and Jimmy, and I felt honored that we were here.
The record book will show this as a Duke victory, but State faithful will remember this as a day when Jim Valvano and Les Robinson brought that old Wolfpack magic to Reynolds Coliseum. Bob Holliday, WRAL TV5 Sports.
At Charlotte with the slam Hurley. Watch him drive and then get an assist, one of his 15 assists to Marty Clark. Hurley also did it when he had to from the perimeter. Bust one of those threes. It was close, but Duke did hold on to win it. Going on down the stretch to hold off. A very game effort by NC State. 91-82 was the final. The win improves the Blue Devils' ACC mark to 8-5 and puts them 20-5 overall. State drops to 1-11 and 7-15. Afterwards, Mike Krzyzewski had these thoughts.
They've continually improved, and this afternoon was such an emotional day. I love the fact that they did this for Jimmy, not just the '83 team, and their team responded. And our guys, you know, we're struggling a little bit, and we got the injuries, and it was really a heck of a win for our basketball team.
What a ball game. We'll have much more on this game and the ceremonies before the game on Night Watch. The nation's #1 ranked squad, Indiana, hosted #14 Purdue and
when it was first announced that NC State's 1983 national championship team would be united with Coach Jim Valvano, Wolfpack fans knew it would be an unforgettable occasion. Bob Holliday has the story of over 12,000 fans who arrived 2 hours before game time yesterday to pay tribute to Coach V and that team.
Reynolds Coliseum was calling his name. Jimmy V, Jimmy V. The team that taught America to dream had come together again. And Coach Jim Valvano brought a warm greeting for each player. He bowed for Derek Wittenberg. He climbed on a chair to hug Thurl Bailey. NC State fans came to salute these champions. The spirit of '83 still lives around West Raleigh, especially in the coach.
We had about 45 million people that day in this building, and I've met them all. But I was able to, at any time during my 10 years, I could do this. I could go, na 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 na. That's power. That's power. Nobody had more fun than I did in the 10 years that I was fortunate enough to be able to stand in that corner right before every game and thank God for the opportunity to coach at North Carolina State University.
Dry eyes? There aren't many. Valvano's former players say they're no longer amazed by their coach's oratory, even as he battles cancer.
He's just electric. He got great charisma. And
that's a God-given talent that he has, to be able to communicate with people and touch people at the same time.
When V's ready for the lights and he's going to step out, he's going to inspire us all.
He's not going to give up. Those just aren't words that he used talking out there. These things he believes in, and he's embodied every day of his life and continues to do that.
10 years after State's last banner, Jim Valvano predicts more championships at NC State.
And I promise you, I will never give up my fight, and I'm going to be here to see those things happen to my friends.
Bob Holliday, WRAL TV5 Sports.
Coach Valvano's an amazing man. The courage, the way he's fighting cancer is just amazing, and I think everybody wishes Jim Valvano the best. And when he coached basketball, we always thought that Coach V was a gracious loser. Nobody could take a defeat better, and his positive attitude is really going forth now when he really needs it.
He seems to inspire everyone he touches.
No question.